Oh, wait. Is it? Yep. All right. I think we're good. All right. How's it going, everybody? And welcome to the channel. Today, we have a large announcement here to make about Club WPT Gold. And then later on, we're going to jump in and play some poker and look at some features and all that kind of stuff that's going on. But I wanted to go live today to clarify some things about what's going on with the site, with the platform, where things are moving, so that if you're at home wondering what's going on as you log in and see that things are a bit different, you can understand what's happening. So let's just take a step back. Club WPT Gold has been, let me turn off the sound on my phone. Thank you, phone. 1 second here. Mute my phone would be good. The text is just from Birdman and it says "caw caw." That's all the text says. Does he even know I'm live? Okay. Anyway, regardless, let's take a step back here and talk about what's exactly going on at Club WPT Gold. So the platform launched earlier this year in, I believe, late January as a dual currency sweepstakes system where you would purchase gold coins and you'd be given sweeps coins, and then you'd use those to play on the platform, where you could play with either of them rather. And of course, sweeps coins could be redeemed at 1-to-1 for dollars. This is a model that we've seen other sites employ. We've seen sites such as Global Poker use. We've seen many sweepstakes casinos use that kind of stuff. And about, a few months back, or maybe more than that even now, I was approached by Club WPT Gold that they were looking to make a change in what the platform offers and what the platform is. And the idea is pretty simple. Club WPT Gold is moving over to being a full-fledged training platform. The focus of the website is learning. It's to understand poker better. It's to get better at the game. And it's to have everything under that umbrella that can help people improve their game. The natural first part of that transition would be to try and acquire a large poker training platform, in this case, Upswing Poker. And that's where that, ball started going, or that can started getting kicked down the road. So that's ultimately what led towards the acquisition of Upswing Poker by Club WPT Gold. And then kind of meanwhile in the background, Club WPT Gold was working on trying to get the technical aspects of poker training up within their platform. So basically, we now see this is the first day moving over from the sweepstakes model over to being a full-fledged training site. And the way that it works is simple. When you purchase training, you are essentially given chips as well that you can then practice playing poker with. And those chips are redeemed at a 1-to-1 value for dollars. Now, the approach here, I think, is a smart one. It makes a lot of sense for a variety of reasons. And I'm actually going to go ahead and read a press release that we do not have quite yet up. How did Birdman know I was going live? That's crazy. So let me just jump in here and show you the press release that is not yet given, but will be in the very near future. Let's take a gander, shall we? Okay, Club WPT Gold launches poker training. Due to recent changes in the legal landscape of the U.S. poker industry, Club WPT Gold is introducing an expansion into poker training. We're on a mission to transform Club WPT Gold into a comprehensive training site offering an unparalleled combination of great games paired with easy-to-use study resources to help players learn as they play. The next step in this expansion arrives today in the form of the newly launched Hand Analysis Tool, a proprietary feature that provides our players with an in-depth analysis of every hand they play on our site. The launch of the Hand Analysis Tool marks the latest step in Club WPT Gold's long-term vision to offer a poker training and playing experience unlike anything we've ever seen before in the industry. Okay, let's kind of break this up for a second here so we don't just spend all this time reading right through and kind of run through it. So let's just kind of talk about due to recent changes in the legal landscape of the U.S. poker industry for a second. So, I've been with Gold for about 5 months, and over that course of time, we've seen a lot happen with regards to the legal landscape of U.S. poker. And really, there's a few different things that apply there, right? We see, going all the way back to Black Friday when the Wire Act was enforced, and we saw major balances seized. That's kind of what was the precursor to the evolution of poker in the fashion we see today. And then we saw the rise of the dual currency sweepstakes system. Now, that system was largely unchallenged for years, but most specifically, if we look at the last, let's just say the last couple of years in particular, we've seen a giant shift towards states kind of dropping the hammer on sweepstakes poker. We only had 4 states we weren't allowed at the start, with Montana, Idaho, Michigan, and Washington. But we're of course seeing that expand. I believe Connecticut had a ban that was was going to go into effect October 1st. We saw, of course, New York decide to ban this. We saw New Jersey kind of snap ban this. And so as we see more states kind of line up to do that, I think it's important for us to understand that legal landscape. And then we also had a couple other things developing, or rather we do have them developing. We saw Florida, a bill get proposed that kind of made its way through and eventually got squashed. But now we see most specifically in California, this has been quite a topic people discuss lately, how the dual currency system was sort of under attack in California because most likely, again, conjecture here on my part, the tribes in California are very strong and obviously would not want to see any kind of gaming that could threaten their essentially monopoly other than some of the California card rooms. Shout out to Hustler. Okay, so all this kind of going on at one time. So it makes sense, I think, when we look at the legal landscape of U.S. poker, for Gold to want to try to transition into something that is a little more sound, a little more defensible, and then also more specifically, kind of not under attack by some of these states. But even putting all of that stuff to the side, there are obviously other benefits for the platform to move towards training. When you look at any platform, obviously the problem is that bad players lose very quickly. And of course, if they are able to then learn on the platform, they can lose at a slower rate. We can go into that stuff kind of later. But I think it's important for us to understand the legal landscape of U.S. poker. Obviously, it's very tricky. Obviously, we've seen a lot of different developments in different states going on around the country. And we really want to, if possible, as I guess the poker community, try to avoid situations like what happened in New Jersey, where we saw kind of an instant ban. Basically one day it just got banned in New Jersey. And then, of course, players had some difficulty with that, obviously not being able to play, although all of the balances are safe. And I believe that there were different ways for players to withdraw if they change states, whatever it might be, go to another state, whatever it might be. Regardless, taking a step back, important sort of notes to understand there. Okay, we're on a mission to transform Club WPT Gold into a comprehensive training site offering an unparalleled combination of great games and easy-to-use study resources. Okay, that's all pretty obvious. Hand analysis tool, we're going to take a look at that later today. The launch of the hand analysis tool marks the latest step in Club WPT Gold's long-term vision to offer poker training. Okay, all right. The beta version of the hand analysis tool is now live, integrated into the Club WPT Gold interface. This game-changing tool gives Club WPT Gold players the opportunity to enhance their game through study and live play, all on the same platform. Players can now look forward to many additional features added in future versions of the hand analysis tool, including aggregate stats, profiles, drills, etc. We took the first step in our expansion into poker training by acquiring Upswing Poker, the world's top education resource. You just love to hear it. Players can look forward to getting access to training modules, courses, and exclusive content from the world-class coaching team at Upswing. Club WPT Gold is dedicated to adhering to the poker industry regulations. We're committed to player security, and our priority is to ensure your game is always safe and fair. And I think that this is a really important sentence just for us to lock in for a moment. Obviously, the number one priority of an online poker platform, or a place where people play poker online, rather, should be to ensure the integrity of the game and that essentially your games are fair, that we're catching cheaters, that you can trust the platform. So there's a lot that goes into this. I'm gonna go full screen back again and turn off the music for a second. So there's a lot that goes into this when we're looking at trying to understand this change, but I think it's relatively simple that we are moving away from a dual currency system. We are no longer that type of site, and we are now an educational platform for learning poker, and we're integrating tools to do so for you at home. Okay. I think that was probably a relatively good breakdown of that. So what else do we have to talk about here? I guess let's pull up the platform and we can just take a look at the software itself. I went ahead and tried to play some hands here and hoping that we would have the analysis done already. We actually had the site down for a bit, and the hands are not yet analyzed. But what's supposed to happen here is there will be hands that go in here as you play them. And let's just take a look at what that will look like. You can see at the top, you have your chips, which will be the same balance that you had before in Sweeps coins. Those are now chips. As a note, they are different than Sweeps coins. These are not Sweeps coins. These are now chips to practice with on the platform. However, these balances were transferred over at 1-to-1 with your Sweeps coins balance and can still be redeemed at 1-to-1 for dollars. Okay. What is hand analysis? Well, if you don't know this, you probably play on Club WPT Gold, so this is probably a good thing for us to understand. It's a training tool that gives feedback on past hands that you've played and offers suggestions on how the hand might have been played better. It analyzes every action taken throughout a hand and shows how close to game theory optimal the actions were. Hands that are folded or before any additional chips in the pot will not be analyzed. Okay, so a cool thing about this, and this is one of the reasons why we feel that we have some of the safest games in the market, this tool has actually been being used at Club WPT Gold for months as a way to catch cheaters, because we are cross-checking these hands versus this tool to see if people are cheating and understand if they're playing too close to game theory optimal, and then we can make the appropriate response for that. I think at today's day and age for poker, you have to have a technology-based solution in order for us to catch cheaters and understand, you know, like exactly how good they're playing versus what is possible for a human to play. Okay. Which hands will be analyzed? If you have a positive hand analysis balance in your wallet, anytime you play a hand, the hand analysis tool will automatically use. So you're not going to go through and pick your hands out. It'll be done automatically whenever you play a hand. There will be an analysis there if you have a hand analysis balance. There's going to be icons. Oh, this is cool. Solid, close, or lacking. I love that we're using lacking. Yeah, you didn't play this shitty. You don't suck. You're just lacking. I think it should just say you suck. Just, you suck, X. Solid's good, though. We even put a close. Put a little second place trophy here. All right, so there's going to be a summary and analysis. It'll have a hand score. And then you can go over to the analysis and you can see it. Okay. I think we get the gist. I think we understand. So what we're going to do now, see the results, all that kind of stuff. What we're going to do now is I'm just going to fire up some tables, or rather one table. And I'm going to open up my chats here. And I'm going to take questions from you guys in the chats over on Twitch, over on YouTube. We're going to talk about what happened. I'll answer anything that you guys need to know and try and break it down for you. And yeah, talk about what's happening over on Club WPT Gold. Oh, shoot. I can hear myself. It's never good. All right, let's just fire up some high stakes. All right, we'll play this guy. As you can see now, it's also chips instead of sweeps coins on the table. And make sure we're good. Okay, I think we're good. All right. Need a shot after all that. A delicious shot of Inner Glow. Lemon, green apple, orange, ginger, turmeric, and garlic. Whew. Okay. All right, guys. How we doing in the chat here today? Connor Hughes, I am redeeming my entire balance tonight. It's going to be just as safe as before. Everything can be redeemed at 1-to-1. There is no reason for panic or leaving unless you want to cash out. If you want, that's totally fine. All right. Is there a different table? No. I like that we decided to go for the most confusing chip color possible. Let's just make the chips the exact same color as the felt. It's always good. Tap out Taz. Does Club WPT geolocate? Yes, we do. That is correct. All right, let me get this chat up too. Hopefully we also get to see the implementation of this hand analysis tool, because I don't have any hands up yet. But when we do have some hands up... Oh shoot, we can see it now. Okay. So now we can see what the hand analysis tool looks like. I misplayed this queen, ace queen hand. Oh, I overbet jammed the turn. That was lacking, guys. It was a low EV jam. The preflop call was lacking. Does it re-raise that preflop? The heck? Fold? Fold the big blind? To an open? With king 10? Ooh. I don't know if I want to see the training tool after all. Anyway, I think it does look kind of cool. Alrighty. Taking some questions in the chat. Teague says, do you know if there will be an online festival for the month of WPT Championship in December? I don't yet know that. I know obviously we have the WPT series at the Win going in December. I assume we're going to have something online going, I would imagine. But I'm not entirely sure what that will look like. Enrico says, what happens to the gold coins I bought? That's a great question. I don't know what happens to gold coins. Maybe someone in the chat here or someone from Gold can let us know. You cannot play on Club WPT Gold from outside the US, I'm unfortunately sorry to say, for Super Posse. Porsche Lava. This is not the end of Club WPT. We still have Club WPT Gold. Can still play online at Club WPT Gold. Noah Bode says, wait, you're telling me they built a hand analysis tool before a button to wait for big blind? I would say you're closer to right than wrong. I think the hand analysis tool was actually already a thing we had. We just didn't have like a user-facing interface. So the word built may be the wrong word, but certainly implemented. Yes, that is correct. I would have thought wait for big blind and auto top up might have made it a little bit further in front of hand analysis and hand reveal, but you know, what are you going to do? I would imagine at some point we'll get those things. Wait for big blind should be pretty high priority in my opinion. All right, let me go back up here. AJ Doomer says, Doug, every time I hear new changes at WPT Gold, I get very scared. There's no reason to be scared, my friend AJ. Also, your name is Doomer, so it does check out. Okay. What was I going to say here? I imagine that this new model will allow us to re-enter some states that we have lost before, but it remains to be seen how that will all play out. So just stay tuned. We do not have a timeline on the next Code Doug free roll, the winner's circle. Oh yeah, by the way, can I complain for a bit? I want to complain for a bit here. So this 100K free roll we had with me, Brad, and Ethan. Me, Brad, and Rampage. We agreed that we would pay based on the caches of our people. And I realized that that was probably going to be bad for me. I recognize that. But how in the name of all that is fucking holy did the Code Doug army get first, second, and third place in the 100K free roll? I think Code Doug had the majority of the final table. It's unbelievable. First, second, and third. We couldn't just like sneak a Code Brad in there. We couldn't just get like one Rampage guy just to go on like some kind of prolonged aggressive winning streak. No, we just had to take the whole thing down. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Okay, we're gonna re-raise this. It's unbelievable. First, second, and third. What an update. Got a cold call from the floor guy. All right, we're gonna go 1/4 pot here on this board. I really don't like that card. I also don't like having the ace nine of spades. We're gonna just give up with this hand. No, I'm just gonna give up. That can't be bad, I don't think. So they're not gonna, gold is not going to copy Ignition because what Ignition is doing is just illegal. Sites that are just operating in the US as online poker sites like ACR, Ignition, those are the big ones, I think. Those sites are just operating illegally, and this company is not going to do that. So, you know, I know you can laugh about the hoops that you have to jump through to operate legally in the US under a model that you know, conforms to the law, but like, you know, that's why those laws exist, right? Trying to operate under that framework. So we are not going to become a black market illegal operator. None of us are attorneys, probably. Maybe a few scattered in the chat. But generally speaking, there are attorneys that are extremely knowledgeable in the space that create models that you know, allow for poker to be played. And they probably have a little more knowledge than the average person on YouTube. I don't know. You guys are pretty smart now that I think about it. This looks kind of bullshitty to me, but I'll just fold. Okay. Hey. I appreciate it, Darren. Thanks for the support here on the show. And yeah, I mean, I could always dip my toes back into the heads up streets, but generally speaking, I think the viewers prefer ring games. That seems to be what the data indicates, unfortunately. And then the other part is just, it sucks when you're just washed up, man, you know? We're just washed now. Just old and washed. Okay. There's a lot of comments here. I'm just going to go to the front, guys. Sorry if I missed any. Thank you, by the way, for the support, Darren. Appreciate it. By the way, guys, Darren been crushing it on Club WPT Gold. Congrats, Darren. Getting it done. No banning. No banning any of the people. Austin Weaver says, dude, I signed up with your code and they didn't give me 20 Steeps coins, and I'm sure you never got paid. Any chance they can check that out? Yeah, so let me tell you guys a little story about all of the people who have told me in the history of time that they did not get their coins under the Doug thing. It's one of 4 things, roughly. First off, you have to have made a purchase to get the coins. So if you spent no dollars, you would not have gotten coins. Okay, that's the first thing. Second thing, you have to have actually signed up under code Doug. Now, what a lot of people did was they accidentally signed up with someone else, forgot that they did that, and then tried to re-sign up under Doug and then thought that they were Doug. Or they just thought that they were code Doug because they like this team here and want to join our crew. But you can't. You know, once you've made your Brad, you have to lie in it. So if you use a different code, you would not be able to re-sign up with my code. And then the third thing is a lot of times people got the coins and then they played with them or didn't realize their balance had changed. And yeah, so they didn't realize that, what's going on here? There we go. We're back. Look at that. A lot of times they didn't get the coins. I gotta log back in. Why did I just get logged out? Why did I just get logged out here? Okay, we're back. Didn't even miss a hand. Look at that. Okay. All right, pocket tens. We're gonna re-raise here. And unfortunately, we're probably gonna just go with it. Ooh, I don't like to see the 13. I don't like to see that, guys. That's got to be a check here on the flop, I think. Check, check. That's a good turn. That's a nice, safe turn. No. You know, these 10s suck because you don't have, you don't block either queen 10 suited. A tiny bet here. Try to get value from ace high, maybe 9s. Nice. Cool. Cool, guys. Cool. Queen Jack here. All right, let's get back to reading some chats, some comments. I'm gonna 3-bet this. I really don't like betting on this flop because any pair is going to continue. I think we're going to barrel the turn, and we're only going to barrel off if the flush gets in. Oh my God. Oh, well, we're going to go all in here, aren't we, guys? All in. All right. Welcome to the show, everybody. I hope he's got nines. It's a weird situation. Nice. 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 Okay. And you know what it's time for? You know what it's time for? It's not working. Hi, my name is what? My name is who? My name is Code Doug. Hi, my name is what? My name is who? My name is Code Doug. I'm gonna check back with the 8 of diamonds. All right. Back to the chat here. Actually, let's just play one more hand and then we'll go back to the chat. We'll go delay C-bet. Why not? Okay. Mike Semler says, Oklahoma banned now. I can't log on. I do not know which states are or are not banned. I would email support. My first instinct on that, Mike Semler, is that Oklahoma is not banned. But that is far from an official response because I don't know. All right. What is the chips nonsense? Chips are what you practice playing with on Club WPT Gold and can be redeemed at a 1-to-1 value for dollars. We do not have Sleeps coins anymore. The governor, Dan Patrick, just shut down Code Doug. Well, first off, Dan Patrick is the lieutenant governor of Texas. And second off, that is not the case. John Garcia, one chip can be redeemed for $1. That is correct. Ryan Smith, you're talking about PMAR South. And PMAR is a good dude. PMAR doesn't actually run the development team. He's like customer facing, clearly. So we will have more fixes coming in the near future. I hope. We're looking at PLO in Canada in the not too distant future too, guys. Should be pretty exciting. Mine won't let me get on. It's just the loading screen. That is strange. Ryan Smith, where is PLO or any tournament filtering on the software fixes? Let me see if I can get you the most accurate possible estimation on PLO. Let me see what I can do. PLO and Canada will be later this year, as early as mid-October. I don't run the development team. If I did, we'd probably do things a little bit different. Am I getting more value for playing at Club WPT Gold now? What is changing? That's a great point. That's a great question, Christopher Barati. You're going to be getting hand analysis baked into the software to improve your game. So, yeah. Yeah, it is improving for you. Just check this. I'm just going to fold this. It's weird in the middle blind. Extreme Instinct. All Ohio players should be banned. And why exactly is that? You're going to randomly go after Ohio players? For what reason? You have to geolocate Charlie MacArthur. Canada, we're looking at as early as mid-October. I think Canada and PLO should be a similar timeline. I assume that we're doing that because Canadians love PLO-A. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know why. Just that's the way it's going to shake out. Most likely. Brandon Redard said, I did in fact have 9-9 on 5-4-3-4 deuce. Yeah, those spots suck, Brandon. Those spots suck. The low boards being out of position is just terrible. Because in position can value bet so effectively. Super Guppy says, are you on delay, Doug? No, I'm just playing live. Just got my cards up. I see no problem with that. Lord Fashion, Doug, Monarch and his friends have been calling you out in the chat during big heads up matches. They want you to play him. Aussie wants to play you. So here's the deal about the Aussie heads up matches. I would play him. However, he is only playing when he gets a big handicap from the players he plays against. So maybe this is the behind the scenes scoop if you guys want the kind of like behind the scenes what's happening with those matches. He is getting paid odds to play them. And he's getting paid substantial odds. I don't know what odds have been agreed to in each match. I can't say. But what I can say is that they are substantial odds from what I have heard, right? So that's why people are playing these matches. And at the odds I have heard he's playing at, I would like to bet on him versus the people he's playing. Because you're playing a 100 big blind sit and go. Now, the blinds don't go up, but effectively you're playing a 100 big blind sit and go. So when you're playing a sit and go like that, the edges can really only be so big, you know?
And even if those Cowboys are better than you guys, even if they beat you 99 times out of 100, that still leaves...
One time.
One time. Yeah. One time.
Oh my god. We just played this spot. We just played this exact spot. So, what are they just talking about? I was just talking about something. Oh yeah, the Monarch thing. Okay, so, in my opinion, I would be beating Monarch per sit and go. Let's call it like... You know, I've watched the matches. I'm beating Monarch. But I think I'm probably beating him like 53% of the time per match or something. 54, 53, maybe 52. So I basically cannot offer him any handicap at all before I think I'm no longer winning money. I think a lot of these pros playing him are insane. I think that if the handicap is as big as I've heard in some instances, I think he's beating them. And I don't really understand why people are just chomping at the bit to pay odds in a heads-up match. I'm just not going to do that. So the other side of it too is, and I'm not afraid to say this, I can afford to play him in, like, let's call him 500K matches. I can do that. But anything above that is just going to be too big for me. I'm not really willing to risk that much money. So even in a world where let's just say we could do a 500K heads up match with no handicap, it's not that great because I'm winning, let's just say, like, you know, 53% of the time. So every time I play one, I'm making like 15K. And I have to fly out to whatever country or city or whatever. It's easier if he comes here for sure. I'm making, like, you know, a few K an hour, 5K an hour to take on just gigantic variance for millions of dollars. So, you know, in the right situation, I would do one of those matches with no odds, with no handicap, and just battle it out. But, like, if it's an $8 million heads up match, I'm only going to have 6% of myself. So the only real reason for me to consider doing it is for promotional aspects, right? Because it would be a big match or whatever. But I'm certainly not sharply studied right now. I haven't looked at Heads Up in quite some time, and it's just not worth, like, certainly with a handicap you just can't. I just don't even think you're beating him. But then with no handicap, it becomes like, I would do it in the right scenario. So yeah, that's the full backstory. Okay. Kind of rambly there, guys. Kind of rambly. Okay. I feel like we've 3-bet Duke Dennis so many times. So many times. I mean, one 3-bet after another. Making some good laydowns now, though. Brilliant Beaches. WPT is horrible. Paying to reveal cards from opponents. What is that? I do not like that feature. What can I say, guys? I made a video talking about it. I'm not a fan of that feature. I think eventually down the road, one day, maybe we can try to figure out a way to get some of that money back to the players whose hands are being revealed. I think it would be a nice compromise. But, man, we need things like auto top up and wait for big blind. So I'm just trying to breathe before we can run. Well, what's up, Jimbonics? Rest in peace, Sweeps Coins. Rest in peace. When are we getting emotes? My God, man. Emotes are so low. So low. Dan Popko, if this can keep gold going in California, I'm all for it. We all know the GTO on gold means great tilt overload and open shoving in a cash game. We'll see how it plays out. I think it's a little too early to know how things might turn out in somewhere like California, but it certainly does seem like it could allow for that should things go poorly for Sweeps Coins in California. Henner 2006, how accurate is the hand analysis for multi-way pots? That I do not know, Henner 2006. I don't know the answer to that question. I'm hoping we get auto top up somewhat. Let's call it midterm Trent Miller, but we do not have any kind of firm dates on that yet, so we will see. If you can't log on, please email support. Maybe try a reinstall. This is where we're at, guys. This is where we're at. Come on down to Club WPT Gold, where I, Code Doug, can give you the tech support that you need to get back onto the platform. I don't always do tech support, but when I do, it's on YouTube. And it's for people trying to play for training chips and hand analysis. And if you too would like to join on the action, well, I have an exciting news for you, my friends. Head on down to Club WPT Gold today. My name is Code Doug, training ambassador, educational leader, spiritual guide, hand analysaur. And I'm proud to say that as of today, my promotional language has gotten even more complicated. Because that's the problem here on Club WPT Gold. We had it too easy on the marketing front. Too easy for too long. With the gold coin Sweeps coin system. Not anymore. Now, we are a training platform. So head on down today and use code Doug to get in on the action, or the training, or the learning. We'll learn together. We'll learn together. Okay. I don't know the for sure handicaps, and I don't want to leak information I'm not supposed to on that front, so I can't say exactly. Was Monarch behind paying one of the players in your CS team when they didn't show up when you were booked for a big tournament? That isn't true at all. Monarch did not pay any CS players I was on. There was no one that bricked a big tournament. We never made a big tournament. That's just a totally made up sentence, Lord Fashion. B says, I'm amazed you think you're only 53% against Monarch. He hasn't looked good to me. Is that number because you think he's actually pretty good or because there's variance in a heads-up match? Guys, it's 100 big blind heads-up poker. Do you realize how much variance is 100 big blind heads-up poker? A lot. A lot, a lot. You know, like, let me put it like this. Over my career, I won at 10 big blinds per 100. Over hundreds of thousands of heads-up hands. Maybe even a million hands. I won at 10 blinds. Versus mainly regs. Okay? But if you, that's per 100 hands. So when you play 100 big blind sit and go, how long does that last on average? 100 hands? Something like that? That means my edge is like 10 blinds a match or something. If it even goes on that long in general. Then you also factor in you get short stacked. I'm just letting you know, like, I just don't think I'm winning with a handicap. No handicap. Well, we'll run it. I think the EV is low, the volatility is crazy, but fuck it. We'll make it happen. But, yeah. Just gonna fold this. No handicap. Who wants to just play man on man, straight up? I'm in. Yeah, I'll see you tonight, Jimbo. If you guys are in the Austin area, we have open mic night at Odds Bar and Bistro, the monthly comedy night. Should be a fun one. I'll be there doing some new material, a little bit old material, a little bit of everything. Should be good. McTrees. Any chance we see a note-taking feature? That's not even on the radar. That's not even on the bucket list for Club WPT Gold. I can't even begin to say. I just can't even see it. Why would you even want to take notes? How would you take notes while you're drunk on your phone on this website, which is what most of the players are doing? Erroneous Monk says, how's Mr. Binks doing these days? You know, Mr. Binks had a rough week this week. He had a rough week. He's having a couple of health issues. We're a little worried about him. We're still waiting for some tests back and stuff. Last couple of days have been better, but yeah, he had a rough week. So not too thrilled for Mr. Binks. He's getting up there, man. I think he's 14 years old now. Pretty old for a dog. Mr. Binks has been with my wife longer than I have, and we've been together for like 13 years or something. Blake Hansen. I will not be playing MTTs today. I'll be playing chip games, or whatever we're calling this now. Oh, I'm teasing. Okay. Kellen Fall, Doug, I plan on coming to the lodge in Austin any point this year that would be fun. So we have WPT coming up. It starts this weekend. We have a meetup game this weekend, and then in about 2 weeks we have our main event. It's $1 million guaranteed. I'd recommend that. If you don't want to do that, I feel like the pre-Super Bowl week game wacky weekend we have, where we have all kinds of crazy games you can't do in any kind of casino because you have to have approved games. I think that's really fun. It's like first week of February. Yeah, my recommendation. Doug, why do I always play with the same people in tournaments? That I don't know. It may play a role in California. Phoenix. I think that's your name. Phoenix, I think. I don't know what happens with the gold coin balances, Dan Jr. ACS. I'm not familiar with that. No tournament tickets to give away this time around. A plus. Oh man, this is the sassiest comment from Kiyusuke. You can just, you can feel the sass. Other than changing to a training site to continue trying to circumvent law, is this the same shitty site it was during your break-even challenge? Ooh my god, my friend. Somebody woke up on the wrong side of the bed. It's just the sass is just dripping with sass. Dripping with sass. Well, I'll tell you what, buddy.
For years, I've been telling you guys never to take no for an answer, right? You know, to keep pushing, to never hang up the phone. So, you know what? I'm not leaving. I'm not fucking leaving! The show goes on! This is my home! They're gonna need a fucking wrecking ball to take me out of here! They're gonna need to send in the National Guard or fucking SWAT team, because I ain't going nowhere!
What's up, Gerard? I always say Gerard. We love you, Binks. Thanks, Gerard. Appreciate that, man. A few shouts over on Twitch. Quads over quads. What's up? Rubbish99. Nothing is over. Nothing is over. You can still purchase chips and play on gold. You're going to be good. ANXT says, don't worry, everyone. The code is Doug. That's what I'm talking about. Gonna flat here on the button with sixes. Try and flop a set. Close. WPT needs to add a run it twice if both players agree. I like that. I like that. I would say yes to that. Don't know about some of these comments. If Monarch was dead set on the 10% handicap, I didn't say that's what it was, by the way. What game structure would it be require for you to find a match palatable? I'm just not doing it, man. I'm sorry. If you want to man up, you want to battle it out, you got a customer. But if I got to pay you, I'm good. Playing a game for money. I'm not playing, I'm paying you for a game for money. I'm good. Anthony Carleo, am I going to be able to play again in New York? Also, any idea on cash outs was only allowed up to 5,000 per transaction before because of the soups format. Last, we still going to get a tax form. Okay. On the states issue, I imagine this is going to go on a lot. I do not know how this will all play out in terms of which states will end up being okay or not. Okay. I don't know. So I can't answer the New York question. What I can say is that this model will likely allow us to be able to get back into some states. So I'm sorry. I wish I had a better New York answer for you on the first part. Any idea on cash outs? Do you still have a balance you need to cash out? I would just message support. I feel like we should be able to get the situation cashed out for you, Anthony. I imagine. And then last, are we going to get a tax form? So I've talked about the tax thing a few times. I had a post on it somewhere. I want to preface this with I am not a tax attorney, but as I understand it, if you take the standard deduction, any money that is withdrawn from the site will go as income. If you itemize, you can do it as normal, where you can have a gaming log and deduct winnings versus losses. So I guess to answer your question, if you are itemizing and we're filing as a professional poker player, you're going to be able to just deduct against. And if you are not, then you will have to take the standard deduction and it will be income. Which is shitty, but it's part of the format. Again, that's as I understand it. Not an attorney. Do your own research. Burp, burp, burp. Bougie, what's up over on Twitch, man? California, quick to ban poker. Slow to fix any real problem in your local community. Wow, there you have it. Sky's the limit. Doug, I'd love to use code Doug, but I am in Michigan. Well, I'll tell you what. Now that we are a training site, it's possible there could be something that happens there. I don't know at the moment. Don't want to get your hopes up, but it's possible. JOV, am I tripping, or did Doug say PLO coming next month? As I understand it, PLO in Canada coming in the short to midterm future here, as early as mid-October. So stay tuned. Buckets also seems quite mad. All right, we're going to call one here with A6. And then turn, I could go either way. I kind of like betting, just planning on folding to a raise, because if I bet here, then I get to check back the river, and there are just so many bad rivers for this hand. So I think that's fine. I don't hate checking turn either. They're both fine. Nick Bout says, it's always surprises me when people spend energy on something that they so strongly dislike. If you don't like Club Dub, then move along. Yeah, that's a great attitude to have. Honestly, if you don't like something, then just move on to something else. But there's a few things going on. The first is that a bunch of people are not allowed to play, like non-Americans. So some people will be mad about that. And then the second is that some people prefer other websites, or involved with other websites, or whatever it might be. And so then they don't like the website. And then third are people that are upset for whatever reason on the website. You know, either they had a negative experience, or they lost money, or they, you know, had a hand they didn't like, or they ran bad, or whatever it might be. I don't know. So people tend to find a way to blame other people or other things or other companies. And by all means, gold has its shortcomings. There's certainly been a lot to work on here that still needs to happen, but you know, overall, I'm still quite proud of the product that WPT has put forward here. And while it certainly needs some help on the development side, and we need some basic functionality in terms of game quality specifically, and then also just, you know, being one of the biggest brands in poker, I'm happy to be involved with WPT. So those are my thoughts. And I'm sure I will answer 100 more angry people about something. Am I right or am I right? Okay. Let's get run it 4 times. That seems likely. Joe Beagles, what does this mean for players in California? Well, currently California was not yet banned, I don't think, as I understand it. It wouldn't go into effect for a while anyway, so at least currently, I would say there's no impact for California, but it remains to be seen which states will play out with the switch over to a training site model. Kenny Thompson. Any good restaurants to hit besides Odds Bar and Bistro while I'm in town? Depends what you like, man. Most of the best restaurants are in the downtown Austin area, I would say. If you like sushi, Sushi by Scratch is like the best spot, I would say, I think, in Austin. There's some other good spots too. Suki Anima, pretty good. What other good ones? I'm not a big fan of Uchi or Uchiko. But if you come to Texas, you gotta get the meat. You know, you gotta go for some Terry Blacks. Like the barbecue there is amazing. Steakhouses are good. Jake Carver's is great. I like the spot Jeffrey's a lot. That spot's good. There's a lot of great places though. So you don't feel like you gotta be too specific. Exactly what stakes are these? We are playing 5, 10, 20 chips. I don't think that WPT got banned in California. Just message support, Jarrah, if you can't get in. Then again, I can't say for sure, but I'm pretty sure that did not happen. Okay. Yo, Doug, when are you playing Monarch for 100 million? We're not playing for 100 million. That would be ridiculous. We're playing for $1 billion. Yeah, Jimbo's going to have good restaurant recommendations, too. That's a good spot, Jimbo. All right, let's play some heads up, shall we? Let's dance. Where'd the sale go? Why is this? Okay, there we go. $10,000 chips, guys. Why aren't you multi-tabling? Because I'm trying to answer your dumb questions, Maddox. Javin Patel said, at what point did you know you could make a living professionally and drop school? So I would not recommend what I did. What I did, I think, was stupid. Well, let me think about that, actually. I think it would be stupid. Well, let me think about how I'm going to phrase this. All right. I dropped out of college to play poker for a living for a few reasons. First was I was doing pretty poorly in school, but then also I believed in my heart I was going to be great. And I did not have much evidence to support that. I had a 5K bankroll when I dropped out. Drove to Las Vegas, and then I had a 4K bankroll at that point. That's a really good start. But I believed in my heart I was going to be great. And I guess if you truly believe in your heart you're going to be great, and you're 20 years old and you don't have anything you know, tying you down, then there's no reason to not try and pursue your dreams. But generally speaking, people are goddamn delusional. Maybe I was delusional. Who knows? Well, probably not, I guess. But should I have been delusional? Like, it's weird. So I think it's safe to say that it was smart that I did that at this point. I guess we don't know what the alternatives are, but probably safe to say, right? But why was I so confident I would be good? Was it because I was good, or was it because I was delusional? Or was it both? Like, it's possible that I would have thought I was great no matter what. So I guess the moral of the story here is build up a bankroll, try to be responsible, and if you feel like you got to live your dream. But also recognize that poker can be tricky, and it can be tough to know how good you really are. So yeah, it also depends how old you are and your risk tolerance, and if you have dependents and all that kind of stuff. Like if you're 18 years old and you have a little bit of a bankroll and you're like, I want to try for a year, I don't see any problem with that. But if you're like 40 and you have kids and, you know, there is nothing that has made you inclined to feel like you're winning, then just play like for fun on the side responsibly, you know? All right. Grant C. Doug, can you come and analyze my 25-cent, 50-cent home games? No. Ronald Hefner. Doug, I hate to keep asking this, but what's the latest on PLO? We're looking at earliest mid-October for PLO and Canada. We are working on it. That is a high priority item. What up, Otis, in the chat? How's it going, man? Milo. I want to know the monthly payroll for Gold's legal team. Can't be cheap. Dan Popko. Hi, Doug. You might not know, but do you think these changes will keep Club WPT going in California, even if they put through the Sweeps Coin ban? I do not know which states will play out in what fashion, because it is extremely complicated, both legally, and then politically, and then whatnot. But what I will say is that it does seem that this could allow us to stay and or be able to operate in states that we would not be able to under the last model. Now that we are a training website, it could play out well for us in some jurisdictions. Is that fair to say? I think that's fair to say. I think that's right. Okay. Jayberg, the best way to get to a 4K bankroll is to start with a 5K bankroll. Definitely true. Are we going to get any action, guys? Take it to the streets. Okay. What are the questions we got, guys? Think there will ever be a 1 million entry tournament? We've already had that. That's happened several times. Zluddy says, I'm in Connecticut. Does that mean I can play now? I do not know. We will see how some of these options play out. One thing I do know is that if you sign up today using code Doug, you're going to get 20 chips on the house, compliments of the chef. That's me, whipping it up in the kitchen, delivering you those delicious 20 coins. Straight to your Club WPT Gold balance. What a day. Gags 30. 10,000 chips looks so silly. Clearly they should shorten it to 10,000 C. Yeah. It does, and I like that. I like that, Gags 30. I agree with you. Kenneth says, what do you think about Ari Maddie? I think he's super funny, man. I think he's a great comedian here in Austin, Texas. It's funny now seeing on some of the videos, like the overlap between some of the Kill Tony audience and some of the normal viewers. Like I saw a comment when I did this video yesterday where I analyzed some of the biggest pots that Monarch has played recently. And I saw a comment that was like, talking about Bjorn Lee, and it was like, oh, Hans Kim has a brother? I'm like, damn, that's a crossover joke if I've ever seen one. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, Ari's cool. Ari's a cool dude. How come JMO never bought the Rio? You had to take that up with JMO himself. All right. Hollywood Josh Haxton. Nobody wants to play Doug for 10,000 chips. I know, right? So just a measly 10,000 chips. Legend Maker. When will Run It Twice be put into cash games? My friend. We can barely run it one time right now on Club WPT Gold. And you're selfishly coming into our chat and demanding for twice? You should be thankful we have once. Some states are running it 0 times right now. Lord Fashion, the Table One podcast you did was really good. I appreciate that, Lord Fashion. That was a cool podcast. It's great. Thankful for those guys for having me on. Oh god, some of these comments. What have I done to deserve this? Just sit here at an empty table and read someone just ranting at me for online poker. Where did it all go wrong, you know? That's what I want to know. Where did it all go wrong? Metzger Beats, I hope this means New York is back in the pool. Heard games were super soft but never got to play. Definitely stay tuned if you're in New York. Because, you know, we'll see how it all plays out. But for now, it's unclear. But some states could come back. So just we'll watch and see. Remember to use code Doug. What else have we got in here? Anoush, what are your thoughts on the RNG on Club WPT Gold? I can't do this anymore. Where did it all go wrong? Oh. Hey, it's Jesus. Jesus. Nice. Oh, that's a good flop. Nice. It's your boy Jesus. Did I give the Kill Tony the money back? I didn't pay Kill Tony. I didn't pay Kill Tony because I won. I didn't pay Tony for that. We are not rigging the RNG. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Why would anyone rig an RNG? It makes no sense. There's no reason for... Even the sites that cheated, Ultimate Bet, even the sites that had malicious cheating going on, were not rigging the RNG. Because it's just so stupid to rig the RNG. It makes no sense whatsoever. You have to... Like, why would you do that? Why would you go through... Why would you put your brand name on the line? Why would you put... Like, people just have this thing where they get a bad river, and they get another bad river, and they get another bad river. They're like, oh my god, 3 bad rivers? They must be cheating. It's unbelievable. It's comical. You know what it reminds me of? Well, it's actually basically the same thing. Like in video games, people complain about like RNG, like, oh my god, the wrong item dropped. Did they do that on purpose? They're just trying to... No. No one's trying to screw you over other than God. Luckily for you, his existence seems unlikely. Because if God was real, we would have auto top up and wait for Big Blind. But instead, here we are. 8 months into the Club WPT Gold experience, and we're going to enjoy it in its full glory as it was meant to be enjoyed. We are all God's children. And that's why you're going to be posting under the gun until this site goes under. It's going to be years of posting under the gun and manually adding 4 big blinds after you call a big blind open, raise, and then fold the flop. That's what poker is all about. So anyway, yeah, the RNG's rigged. That was the whole point. You fell for it. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Okay, what else we got going in the chat? RNG's not rigged, by the way, obviously. All right, what else we got? Yes, the U.S. government is sucking. I agree with that. What up, Hyper Poker? Good to have you. Salvation awaits. TC, I ran super hot taking Doug's money. Cash out 10K, but don't want to get hit with a tax bill. So basically donked off the remaining 5K. Yeah, you guys, this is a really smart maneuver in the chat here. This is a great maneuver. You can't pay taxes on money you already lost. Think about it. If you lose all your money, you can't pay taxes because you have no money. Take that, U.S. government. Yeah, take that. Showed them, bitch. Can't take my money if I don't have it. Am I right? Beautiful. Big brain Twitch chat in the mix. Huge big brain Twitch chat. Trico, good game, bro. Yeah, we're up 177 chips here. We're doing really nice things. Money Mac 67. Hey Doug, want to play me in Axis and Allies on Steam, the old strategy board game? I never played that game. Never played that game. Alec Rome says, Jesus has come to rapture you, Doug. Nice. Nice. Well, if I get raptured, I guess that's it. I'll never have to see auto top-up questions ever again. The bright side to the afterlife is you don't have to answer about the RNG anymore. Unless you go to hell, actually. If you go to hell, people don't realize this. All hell is just the same 5 YouTube questions over and over again. You get asked about RNG for the rest of time. So remember to pray to your Lord Jesus Christ, or whatever your Lord is, Muhammad or whatever the Jewish one is. I don't know. Make sure to pray to them, guys. Otherwise, you might end up answering when PLO is going to be available on Club WPT Gold until you're... Well, that'll be for the rest of time, for forever. Jesus saved the day. He saved the stream. Did Jesus sitting start all of that religious gobbledygook, or was that on my own? I forget nowadays. Anyway. Dave's Dubs. What's up, man? What's up, Dave's Dubs? Doug Poker, I've got enough on the site that it would be a serious problem if anything happened to it. My thought was to redeem 2026 to avoid higher tax in 2025. But I'm second guessing whether the risk of keeping that balance there is too high, just in case of any shutdowns or whatever else may happen. Would like to hear your thoughts. Alrighty. So I'm going to give you two answers, okay? I'm going to give you the Club WPT Gold Ambassador hat on answer, and I'm going to give you the like real world Doug answer is just like a buddy poker player. Okay. So as someone that has worked with gold a lot over the last 8 months, work with WPT in general, I feel like WPT is a well-run company doing a lot of great things. And despite our shortcomings on RNG questions, may I see you in hell, I think we do a good job with the safety of funds as I have seen it. And I can personally attest to the fact that this company is well-funded and does seem to do things the right way. So I see no reason to be concerned about your balance. I don't think you should be. They are certainly safe. You know, but I can't foresee the future, right? Like, I don't know how everything will play out with balances for the rest of time, but I can say that I believe strongly in WPT doing a good job to keep your money safe. Okay. As like the poker player bro guy, I'll just take you on a journey. In when was Black Friday? 2011. I had a lot of my money on Poker Stars, and then Black Friday happened, and it sucked because I had all this money on one site. So what I kind of learned from that is no matter how safe any platform is, having all your money or a ton of your money on one platform or in one bank or in one poker site or in one hard wallet or in one security box, whatever it might be, it just always contains more risk because now you have one party rather than multiple parties. So what I would recommend, generally speaking, is keep an amount of money on that you need, and then past that, you know, diversify in other things to reduce your risk. However, if you're saying specifically because your tax bracket will be lower next year than this year, then, and again, I'm not a tax accountant, I'm not a tax professional, I am just a lowly YouTuber that answers your dumbass RNG questions on Twitch. If you think it will save you thousands of dollars to wait until next year, I would likely wait in your shoes. But again, it depends on how much of your money. Like if you said, Doug, I have 100% of my net, I have 110% of my, I have 200% of my net worth on Club WPT Gold, right? I got all this debt that's just racking up, and I'm sitting here trying to wait until January. I would say, you know what? Maybe it's okay to take that tax hit. But if you're saying I've got like, you know, a quarter or a third or 10% or whatever, then maybe it makes more sense to wait. So that would be my recommendation. Do as you will. I hope that was your guide. I am not a financial advisor. I am not a tax professional. I am not an attorney. I am not very intelligent. I'm not very well read. I barely read. I don't know what's going on at all. I don't even know what states we're in. I don't know if the RNG is rigged or not. But what I can tell you is that my name is Code Doug. And if you sign up today using Code Doug, you're going to get 20 coins, chips, getting 20 chips, fish and chips here on Club WPT Gold. Head on down now. Head on down now. Head on down now to Club WPT Gold today so you can cash in on our exciting promotion called Fish and Chips. That's right. 20 chips on the house, compliments of Code Doug, throwing them right your way. And the fish, need I say more? I think you know where to find them. So head on down today before the fish get too good, because they're going to have hand replay analysis. And if they can see straight enough after their 7th beer, they might learn to fold 8-4 off pre-flop. So don't wait, and head on down today and join using Code Doug. There you have it. Where's our Lord and Savior? Doop, 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 doop. I gotta bust the ukulele out again sometime. Okay, what else we got going here on the chat? Biodegradation says any word on when PLO is coming. I'm done. I'm out. I can't take one more. Is the RNG rigged? Is it rigged, chat? Is it rigged? Okay. What else we got going here in the mix? Yes, yes. I usually blame the God I don't believe in. Ed says, I pray to Doug. Seems equally likely to work. I miss poker stars and full tilt. Those were good days, Jordan. I agree with you. Kev Rennie, can UK players play on Club WPT Gold? That's going to be a no for me, dog. Is this the new stand-up routine? No, no. This is not the new stand-up routine. It is not. It's just me being me. Oh, Jesus is back. Kevin Gessler says, I'm being told from a few people that Upswing members that signed up with Code Doug are being told they registered Upswing so they can't take advantage of Code Doug promos. Whatever word you put in, you get lifetime binded to, Kevin. So if you put in Upswing, you're Upswing. If you put in Doug, you're Doug. It's just that simple. VGD says, Doug, why do we want Canadians to play on the site? Canada, spoken like a true American. You know, the reason we want Canada, but yeah, the reason is simple. They're bad. Nice. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. Ooh. No problem, Dave's Dubs. I got your back, man. Bazam. POS 11 says, my friend got the chips, but it's changed to crisps. Oh, little English joke. Can I pre-flop jam with my last 21 chips, or should I buy into a tournament? The world's your oyster. Mango says, I'm getting a tattoo right now watching you, Doug. Oh, that's cool, Mango. Hope you're getting something fun, you know, like maybe like RNG or PLO or Canada. Someone said, how many more hands do you estimate you'll play between now and when you die? That's a pretty gruesome question. But based on reading the chat today, I got about 30 more hands in me. And you can just put me in a casket and sail me off to sea. First time chat over on Twitch. I'm really sorry to be yet another question in your chat, but why? Why I can no longer access the desktop app from Iowa as of the latest update. I am on the desktop app right now. Website can be accessed just fine, but I'm suddenly unable to access desktop app as of the new update. How about you try uninstalling and reinstalling? And if you can't geolocate, I would email support and a send strike. Because I'm not tech support. Although, you know what? Like the way my career is headed, wouldn't be crazy, right? Wouldn't be crazy. Okay, we're gonna go to 20. I'm not tech support. You should say "come on down" in a southern accent. I don't know if I could say "come on down" in a southern accent. Come on down. Come on down, partner. Accent's not really my thing. Check, check. Check, check. Check. Nah. It's close on the turn, but nah, I don't think so. Sean Hyung, when do I get my first 20 coin deposit? I made my first purchase. They give them out on Sundays, Sean. Unless you ask about the RNG, in which case we actually take your chips. Yeah. You ask me about the RNG, your chips disappear. It's a magic trip. Magic trick. Or trip. You're going on a trip to see some magic. The trick is, can we make an idiot's chips disappear? And we can. All you have to do is ask me about the RNG one more god. I swear to God. I swear to God. One more time. I swear to God. Android app ever? We don't we use the website right on mobile? I don't play on mobile. Gonna come clean with you guys. I'm a desktop kind of guy, but I do have Android. You know what I'm sick and tired of? I'm sick and tired of Apple people making fun of Android people. You know what I'm saying? We're people too. We get made fun of all the time. Everywhere I go, I get made fun of having an Android. Like Apple people are superior somehow. We need to find a group that will stick up for us, you know, to protect the fellow Android people. Maybe Android is the A in the LGBTQA group. You know what I'm saying? We need the protection at this point. We're going to have to hitch our wagon to a group that seems to get some traction. Everywhere I go. Why are your texts some color? I don't know, bro. My texts are the same color. They're all the same color because my phone isn't ranking people by what platform they have with some sort of coding system. It's actually kind of messed up. On my phone, everyone's equal. They're all just that same, what is it? Blue, green, gray? I don't know. Just leave me alone, Apple people. CS support code Doug. Yeah, code. Guys, the code in code Doug, it stands for I'm coding on the platform. I'm actually the leading developer at Club WPT Gold. That would actually make a lot of sense if you think about it. Okay. What else we got going here in the chat? I need a randomizer. Is there a randomizer somewhere? Club. No, I don't like barreling this off. I got lower shit to barrel. I'm gonna go old school. I'm gonna go random.org. Kicking it old school, you know? Kicking it way old school. Does this look like a professional poker player to you? I'm just saying. When you're washed, you're washed. Okay. I got some high guard hands to bluff. Jesus is almost back to even. He has risen again, if you will. What else we got going in the chat here? No, following that. Chris Brent, I lost all my chips playing bad. Can you get me more? Yeah, sure. Sure, I can get you more. You just got to buy them. Oh, Jacob Ray, thank you for the RNG question. No, I definitely appreciate that. What's up, Ben J? Ben J?
I missed the old duck melting down and ripping questions. Ever since the scale up, Scooter's been in a much better mood. I wonder why.
Me too. Overlap. Me too. Oh, Jesus Christ. This is a barrel. 14. Yeah, we're going to fire 3. Oh, my God. I legitimately hate barreling this. I rolled 99. I can give up a 99. I wonder why I'm in a better mood, Overlap. Although, actually, today I've really not been in a better mood. That's just not true. That's incorrect. But I know what you're getting at. All right, Twitch. No comedy RNG is rigged against me. Caitlin, Texas Poker. What's up, Caitlin? I never know what to say when folks ask mobile questions. Yeah, me neither. Me neither. Good foreign movies. You can email support and they will tell you who you signed up with. Oh, I get it. It's a Sweeps coin joke. There's no Sweeps coins anymore, DK Strider. It's all chips. It's all just chips now. Bougie says, I just asked ChatGPT to code a randomizer for me in Python. Works great and hovers next to my mouse. I have one somewhere. I just can't see it anywhere. It'll be fine for today. No worries. Oh, well. Golden State 22. Heads up, fire. What's up, man? Welcome. Anush says, never own an iPhone, never will. There you have it. Mark Dockendorf says, the Android stuff is a decent bit. Yeah, maybe it is. Who knows? Maybe it is. I'll write that down. Maybe Android is a good bit. Lots of people know here. Chad Hunter. What's up, Chad? How's it going, man? Hope you're doing well. $5 donation. Appreciate that, Chad. All poker people on my phone are orange because I color code groups in my phone so I know who they are with a quickness. Except Bet on Drew. He's purple. Why is he purple? Color code groups. Color coding groups of people on your phone. That seems like a lot of work. Actually, I'm gonna come clean to you guys. I'm even worse than an Android user. I use Google Voice. You hate to hear it, don't you? You hate to hear it. And we are waiting for more action. Appreciate that, by the way, chat. Okay, Nate the Shocker. How do we buy chips now? Well, it's a complicated process. You have to open gold, and then you have to buy the chips. So hopefully our extremely intelligent user base here on Club WPT Gold can figure out this incredibly complex puzzle. It's basically a Rubik's Cube, but for idiot gamblers is kind of how it works. We just see, hey, can you figure out how to operate a mouse? Okay, cool. That's step 1. Number 2, can you turn on your computer? Oh, you can't? Okay, do you have a phone? Okay, can you turn that on? All right, that's step number 2. And then step number 3 is, do you have any kind of credit card or debit card or checking account or general financial well-being to transfer money? And that's the tricky one, I think, for a lot of people. A lot of numbers involved, security codes, verification, angry spouses. So that kind of all goes into if you can find your way to the purchase button. And if you can do all those things, you, my friend, have worked your way into the top what must be 100,000 people that are playing on Club WPT Gold. So you can pat yourself on the back knowing you can at least limp in pre-flop with 8-3 offsuit and call raise. So there you have it. What else we got going? Vegan till my last breath. Oof, that name. Stay strong, Doug. Stay strong. Oh, Taco Bell Fat Boy. Oh, this guy is not vegan. Eating some grade D meat. Eh? You didn't understand my question. I was asking, are they ever going to make an Android app for Club WPT Gold? No, I did understand your question, by the way. I just don't know because I've basically never played on my phone. So I forget if it's the website or an app or whatnot. I don't know the game plan. I assume we don't have an app. I assume not. Okay. We're going to check and hope to win. And we don't. Easy enough. Opening up Jack 10 offsuit. Checking the flop back. And there's no reason to bet this hand. Well, it would have been good actually to bet. You want to bluff with the worst hands, though. I think it's fine. Taco Bell Fat Boy. It's kind of weird on this turn. I can mainly check. And then I think we go for the check raise here. I love Google Voice. I don't, but it's the only secure. So the problem is people try to hack my phone number. This is the perk of being somebody in the community. And people try to hack my phone number and they call in to whatever carrier I have. I don't even know what carrier I have now. So, and they go, yeah, I'm Doug. I'm definitely Doug. Can you like give me the number? And then security is like, wait. I need to verify that you're Doug. Can you say something that only Doug would say? And they go, yeah. My last name is Polk. And they go, okay, thank God. All right, yes, we can give you everything. What do you want? Social, email, phone number? And he goes, I'll just take the, oh, no, I'll take the social too, but I'll take the phone number for the road. And they go, yeah, I got you. Well, what phone do you use? And he goes, well, I have an Apple. And then they just give some Apple user all my stuff. And then he tries to log into all my bank accounts and rob me. Like a true scumbag, because even the scumbags use Apple. Maybe it's just the scumbags, actually. Anyway. And that's basically the full security prevention fraud team at Verizon, AT&T, whatever it might be. You just have to show up and know the person's name, and they will give you everything. So I was forced to use Google Voice as my phone number to protect all my stuff from getting robbed by tech support in countries I don't want to insult. So there you have it. Ariel, so Doug, how many bracelets do you think you're going to win? I got the reference there, Ariel. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I think you know what? I put a lot of thought into this. And I think by the end of my career, I will win 3 bracelets. Just mark it down. I'm a lock. I got this. It was funny, 2 years ago, I played the heads up. 2 years ago, I played 2 WSOP events, and I almost won my 4th bracelet. And one of the events I played was the main. That's crazy. I'm checking this back. Taco Boy, Fat Boy. What else we got here? Let me read this in the chat. Doug, what's your advice for moving up in stakes as quickly as possible? So yeah, so that's a good question. What I found works the best for as quickly as possible is to put your whole roll on the table for the stake you're playing. Kind of maxes you out. Now you could try and get leverage somehow, but barring leverage, I think that's your best bet. Two Flame is like, it sounds like off-brand 3-coin. Two Flame says, I can't play on Club WPT Gold because I live in Philly and I'm too close to the New Jersey border. Any workaround? Oh, come on, Aces. That's a great question. I would email support Two Flame. Maybe there's something they can do. If you're in Philly, if you're in a state that allows, I feel like they should allow you. But maybe we'll see what happens. All right. It's a pretty good flop for Queen 6. What do you think? It's a pretty good turn for Queen 6. What do you think? We bet sometimes on the turn. We check sometimes on the turn. It's gonna be a check. And then we're gonna check the river as well. I think we got the most out of him that we could. Yeah. All you gotta do is become American. That's right, Battle Knight. You get yourself a U.S. citizenship, and you are headed right into Club WPT Gold. That is all it takes. I'm gonna go 2 streets on this one. I don't actually know if that's correct here, but I'm gonna do it. Can't be that bad, I don't think. All right, pray with me. He doesn't have a 6, everybody. Nice. One sec. Got a bit of a headache. Like a real headache. I assume it's from the HUD questions or whatever the hell you guys are up to these days. Whatever the latest HUD thing is. The Birdman. Caw! All right. David Martin asks a really good question. I'm glad someone has finally stepped up to the plate and asked this question today. Given the changes to the structure from sweepstakes to the structure of a sweepstakes model, nice business pivot. Are states like Connecticut, New York, and New Jersey able to play now? And I'm just glad that someone finally had the balls to ask in this chat. Can we get a round of applause for David Martin for being the first person in this chat to step up to the plate and ask me about which states are allowed to play? You know, without guys like David Martin, what would the world be? It would be a quiet place. Peaceful even. Thank you, David. I don't know yet. I don't know. We will see how it all plays out. Some states that we are currently not operating in will likely be back in play. So we'll see how it all shakes out. Oh shoot, whoops. Misclicked on that. I don't know what the game plan is with the hand reveal, but I can say safely I do not think it is going away. I think down the road maybe we can figure out a way to try and get some portion of it back to the players. I think that would be fair. I would like that. I'd like to see that, but I can't say one way or the other. I'm going to fold. I'm going to check fold. I don't want to add the 6 of diamonds. That card sucks. I want him to have the 6 of diamonds. It's a good flop. Ooh. All in. That's right, Taco Bell fat boy. I gotcha. I gotcha.
Finish him.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Got him. Got him. Got him. Got him, baby.
Pack your bags. Go home. Go home. Go
Taco
home.
Bell fat boy is playing about as much
You're
poker
on
as
the
people
outs.
living in New Jersey right now.
You're on the outs.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
The announcement is Gold is transitioning over to a training site. I break it down in the intro to the video if you want to check that out. M1 has a great question here. Given the new rules, Doug, which states are able to rig the RNG? I'm really glad you asked that. So we have specific states outlined for which states can and cannot rig the RNG. The current list of rigged states includes all of them. And then the non-rigged states are going to be the ones for anyone competent. That's kind of the breakdown. Nathaniel Silver, why doesn't the Lodge uninstall dealing machines to keep everybody honest? That looks like the real Nate Silver, I think. The real one, I bet. Yeah. There you have it. Dealing machines can be rigged, unfortunately. Jimmy Raymond says, I have a SC balance, and I saw it said the site is down for maintenance today. What will my SC balance turn into once they change this hand analysis model? Every Sleeps coin that you had will now be one chip. So one Sleeps coin will now equal one chip, which can be redeemed for $1. Velv says, hey, Vanessa. What's up, Velv? Welcome. Welcome, everybody. Why can you look at hand analysis while in a session? It seems like it could be used for advantage play easily. Well, it won't be until the hand is over, and then there's a delay period before it even shows up. So if we just like look at that. You know, they should probably have... Let's look at my lacking hands. I didn't like my flop check, huh? Raise ace 8, got as jack 6-3, checked it back, did not like that. Okay, solver. Oh, this is actually kind of interesting. So my queen jack hand that I 3-bet, it liked the 3-bet, and then it didn't mind the flop bet. I thought it was fine. And then it liked the turn barrel. And then it hated the river all in. How can it hate river all in on 5-4-3-4 deuce when you have a spade? That seems like ridiculous. It wants me to check the river? That's crazy. It wants me to c-bet the flop on king, queen, 8 with pocket tens. Quarter pot. Okay. But it takes a little while for him to analyze, I think. Buddy Estrada says, how difficult is it to play heads up and answer dumb questions? Oh, it doesn't seem that hard, does it? Game Over 7 says, this stream ain't live. There you have it, buddy. Welcome to Twitch chat. Thank you for tuning in today. Okay. Alrighty. Vanessa Selp's Hair Club for Men. Is that where we're at here, guys? Is that what we're doing? What's up, Gary? Doug's a sellout. Everyone knows it. Just kidding. Love you, Doug. No, I mean, look. You say what you got to say. But would a sellout tell you to head on down to Club WPT Gold today and use code Doug? That's right. You can get in the action today for the low price of 20 bucks. And you're going to get 20 coins, chips, whatever we're calling it, on the house. Compliments of me, code Doug. So head on down today. Would a shill do that? Would a shill do that, Gary? No. Only a dedicated stand-up ambassador that believes in themselves and their dreams. What have I become? I don't even know who I am anymore. thought I was Code Doug, but I guess that's it, you know? That's it. That's who we are. Jake says Doug's just a punk ass grifter like everyone else. So sad. Thanks, Jake. Thanks, Jake. You and Gary can hang out. You got a lot to talk about. You know what? You know what? I've had enough of this bullshit. I've had enough of this goddamn bullshit. This is what you're getting. This is what you're getting. You're getting Code Doug. Signing out. I'll be doing some comedy tonight at Oz Barn Bistro in Austin, Texas. The cost is $0. And remember, you get what you pay for. And if you don't want to see that, well, we have a meetup game coming up this Saturday. Myself, Brad O, and Nick Airball will all be there battling it out at 1-2. Come take some money. I'm sure Nick Airball plays tight at 1-2. That's a wrap for me. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. All the love. Screw all the RNG comments. I hope this was an entertaining 2-hour stream from your boy, Code Doug. I am a sellout. God damn it, Gary. God damn it, Gary.